Hello and welcome to a special edition of the Transfer Show here on 100% Chelsea. I'm joined by FootieWriter. How are you?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm very, very well, thank you.
Good.
So, obviously, like everyone knows, he's decent with transfers. That's kind of what he does. So basically, we're just going to go through some Chelsea transfers. He's going to give a yes, no, definitely not happening. And then, you know, see how it goes. So, let's start off with one which is, you know, obviously is Kante, but, you know, there's another video for that. That'll be down in the description. Costas Manolas, AS Roma centre-back, decent player, good on FIFA. It's literally all about him. 81 pace, decent player.
Yeah. I'm going to call him Manolas and we'll cover all angles.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll go Manolas and Manolas. You know, great player. Do I think there's truth in it? I'm probably going to say no, because he's been linked with Chelsea for the last 2 seasons, including this one would be 3. I think that there are better targets. The only thing that he's got going for him at the moment, solid centre-back, playing in Italy obviously, so he's got the sort of Serie A experience that Conte is going to bring to Chelsea, and his wages are quite low.
Okay.
Now, reports suggest that Chelsea or Arsenal might try and triple his wages, which would bring him over. Something around the region of 3.5 million a year. I don't know what that works out to a week. Maths, yeah. But yeah, so I think that's where the angle's coming from. I think it's more about wages, and I think that Manolas possibly more of an out there shout than some of the other players that we might look at now.
Yeah, okay, so obviously you've mentioned players like, you say no, you quite like Rugani.
Yes.
How much truth is there in that, or is that you just going, I really like him?
I do think that's mostly me saying I really like him, so if anyone from Chelsea is watching, you know. The signing of Matic for Juventus, I think, is going to give us traction to move for somebody. Now, it could be Bonucci, could be Rugani, and obviously there's going to be other clubs that are involved as well, but I think that there's been a lot of heat around Chelsea looking at Juventus centre-backs, so I think if something doesn't materialise, I'd be quite surprised. I'm not saying that that's going to particularly be a bid. It could be really solid interest and no actual bid made, but I think that definitely there's more chance of that happening than there is Manolas.
Okay, right then. So obviously so you think Manolas no, obviously potentially Juventus centre-backs. Let's go on to an out which is going to Italy. Other day I was reporting, obviously you had Cuadrado. Juventus wanted to get him permanently, 26 million euros.
Yeah.
However, now Inter have made their interest clear in Cuadrado. So if you look over the past few years, they've obviously, there was the players, I think when the guy came in, they signed players like Hernandez,
yeah.
someone else. It's like they signed some solid players basically. And so do you think the potential of that happening, is that more high than Juventus, or do you think would you think it's not something which could happen?
I think with Cuadrado, I thought that Conte was always going to give him a chance at Chelsea. Whether or not he's given him that chance already and he's decided no, he doesn't want him, like Klopp and Balotelli, which has clearly happened up at Liverpool, remains to be seen. Obviously, he's fit to Serie A, and there's a question of whether or not he's fit to the Premier League in terms of him being pacey but being knocked off the ball quite a lot, and crossing being questionable. I think that if we gave Cuadrado the choice, he'd move to Serie A, and Inter Milan or Juventus would be a great pick for him. But I think this one's going to come down to Conte and who he wants to stay to be part of his squad.
Okay, so that's that. Manolas, Juventus centre back, Cuadrado, and in terms of people staying in squads, Matic. Now, people know how I feel about this. You know, I'm not convinced by him anymore. I think he was a one-season wonder. Personally, 20 million was on the table, but by Matic, give us the money now. Could we put it in someone else? You think differently.
Yes.
Thoughts?
I really like Matic. I think that he's solid, and yes, I do think he's a Mourinho player to a certain extent, so I think that Mourinho got the best out of him, but I think that with a manager like Conte, who is quite Mourinho-esque in how vocal he is, and obviously has got the experience of the defensive Italian side, I think he can get the best out of him again. Now obviously with Kante, I think Kante would be first choice.
Yeah.
So what happens with Matic at the end? Do we play 2 deep line playmakers? Don't think that really suits his system. So Matic would become second choice instantly. And then there's question marks. Then I would start looking at probably slightly more like 25, 30 million rather than 20 million. But I'm sure Chelsea would accept 20 given that he is ageing and there is reported interest from Manchester United and Jose Mourinho, obviously, and from Juventus as well, which could sanction a Manchester United move for Paul Pogba. So if that is the case, I prefer he went somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like Manchester United.
Just go straight there.
Yeah. But yeah, I hope that he stays and I hope he performs to his best level.
Yeah, okay.
No.
But you know, that's another topic for another day. But that has been the transfer show here on 100% Chelsea. Comment below, do you like this? If you drop a dislike, please let us know why so we can improve. And we will see you in the very, very near future. Take care.